Congratulations, yeah.
Oh my god. Guys.
We're back.
We are back after our brief hiatus, and I know you guys clearly missed us terribly. How could you not?
We got funded. An angel investor stepped in, and now we have a full-blown studio.
Yeah.
All to our names. I have many plaques down here that say my name.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly.
I get the corner. We're in the corner office, but yeah,
I think a corner office is a victory.
I
feel like people have qualms about corner offices, but I find it to be a victory.
I feel like in the corporate space, it's like if you're in the corner office, it's like your gravestone almost. Like you're on your way to retire.
Okay.
But that's a different area for you to talk about.
Yeah, because I don't do that. Okay. Despite that, we're back. We're back in action.
Upgraded. Last season.
Bougie, gorgeous, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
So.
Matching apparel, dressed in black.
What did you do over winter break, Scott?
I actually did a lot.
Okay, like what?
Consisting of laying in my bed, hanging out with my bulldog, which I love my bulldog more than anything in the world. If you know me, I am obsessed with that dog.
It always shocks me when people refer to their dogs as the kind of dog that they are.
I feel like I give off bulldog.
Sure.
Yeah. Like
my dogs are the dog. Like the dog.
Okay, but over winter break, I did absolutely nothing besides hang out with my family. But Jill, over winter break, she went skiing and stuff. Yes, that's awesome. But I did not know that Jill had a dog.
Yeah, he learned that recently.
This is like a dog that sits on the center console of their car. It was in the New York Stock Exchange for a photo. It rung the bell. This dog is famous.
Yeah, I underratedly. So yes, I did go skiing because I'm a northern girl proper. You guys wouldn't understand, but I'm proper northern.
Yeah.
And I've skied my whole life. Blah blah blah. So I went a bunch of times over winter break.
I'm a snowboarder.
Okay, I don't care. Yeah, so I sent Scotty a picture of my dog, I think, and he was like, "That's not your dog." And I was like, "I don't know whose that would be otherwise. It's mine." And he's like, "I don't believe you." And I was like, "Okay, I don't really know." So then I'm like, all right, so I guess I have to give you its backstory.
This dog is like a generic white dog.
Okay, no, it's not.
It's like a small...
No, it's not. She's a rescue. We rescued her from Mexico when I was a freshman in high school.
World traveler.
I know, I never went to Mexico though. She got adopted by this photographer. His name is Richard Phibbs. Shout out Richard Phibbs or whatever. And he put her in this book. He rescued a tuna dog, so he put her in this book. And some way, somehow, the dogs that were in this book went to NASDAQ and rung the bell at the New York Stock Exchange. And my whole family went, and I had to go to preseason. So my whole family was up on the billboards in Times Square, and someone that went to high school in Times Square that got to see the billboards of the people and groan at how ugly they were, my family was up there one day, and I just didn't get to go. It's okay. It's okay. I have a dog. Her name is Nala. And
she's the middle child. She's the youngest child.
She's the youngest. I'm the middle child.
Yeah,
I'm a twin. Riddle me that one.
Yeah. Well, question of the day for you. You know it.
Well, I'm only being facetious. I also picked up Survivor recently. I just want to let everyone know that. That's a really bad addiction that I now have.
You know what this is.
Immunity. I have been saved. I feel like I would actually be really good at Survivor just because I wouldn't pathologically lie, but I would,
You'd be able to make it to the last round.
I would easily.
Yeah.
I feel like I would find the idols and be able to, hide them really well. I'd just stick them right on my butt.
And your little old prison wallet?
Yeah. Alright, that doesn't matter.
A soft smile looking into the camera. Yeah.
So,
we're dressed in black.
We are dressed in black. Why are we dressed in black, Scotty?
Because it's our last season, which leads right into what we're talking about today.
It's our last season, our last semester. It's the end of our era in college.
I hate that phrase.
Era?
Yeah.
The end of the era?
No. What era are you in? Just era as a whole is just rubbed me the wrong way.
Oh, it's like when everyone's like, what eras was I in last year? And it's like, haircut era, what does that mean? You got a haircut? That's not an era. That was 3 days where your haircut looked fresh and then you showered and it looked jank.
It's just generic definitions that just
How do I cough?
Sorry.
So I guess I'm just wondering, like, what are some things that you wish that you knew
Before coming to
before
college?
you got to college?
Okay, well, starting young, I mean, if we're just going to do this by year, I mean, we need to start by freshman year.
Okay.
Freshman year, just make sure you have a good roommate. I was blessed.
Yes.
I had a good roommate, but I've heard so many horror stories about having a bad roommate.
Why do I feel like the roommate thing is a hit or miss?
It's a hit or miss, exactly. My brother it was a hit for me.
Yeah.
My younger brother, he went to college the next year. Miss.
It was a hit for me.
His roommate was always in a Spider-Man costume. He, like, would follow Dan to class, would follow my brother to class, and in a Spider-Man costume, and also, like, amongst all the other things, he would watch TV full volume at night. My brother would try to go to sleep with headphones on, noise-canceling headphones. It still didn't work.
Yeah.
He, like, would pick his nails and clip his toenails and everything and just leave it
so gross.
amongst the room.
No.
So it can be a hit or a miss.
Yeah, I think not to give any advice, but I think the thing that was a huge hit about my roommate and she's someone that I still love now, and every time I get the chance to see her, it's like, we're like, oh my god, like, zero bad blood at all whatsoever. Maybe she thinks a different way of me, but I think that we got along really well, and it was because I had genuinely zero expectations of her. I was like, let's start this out, like, you and I are both from New York, let's stick together vaguely, like, let's spend the first week, like, we can go to the dining hall together, like, you and I, like, you can trust that this entire week, like, I'll be with you, but I'm not expecting you to be my friend, I'm, like, expecting you to be my roommate, and respect me and my space, and I...
learn my quirks, live with it.
and I'm going to hold myself to the same standard for you.
Well, you mentioned the dining hall. Don't eat the dining hall food.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that, but
it's easiest, but also at the same time, I believe that the dining hall food has laxatives in it.
So then my follow-up question for you then is, like, okay, everyone always makes comments about college diets, like, it's true, like, you don't eat anything.
I mean, like...
You don't have time, you don't have energy, you don't have the effort, and,
you're getting used to it. And that's what also ties in, like, another thing that I think, like, freshman year is supposed to suck. Like, I feel like freshman year is supposed to suck. Like, you're not supposed to, like, enjoy it right off the bat. I mean, like, everything after freshman year, I feel like, has gotten exponentially better.
Yeah, and I don't even mean to make this Survivor reference, but it's like, you can drop your original alliance, like, you can jump ship. Once the merge happens, aka sophomore year, like, jump your ship. If, like, I didn't do that, and I don't regret that because I love my friends, but, like, at the same time, like, you don't need to feel like, and I even think this is true from my experience in high school, like, the friends that I had freshman year, like, I was friendly with them when I was a senior, obviously, because there's only 330 of us, but, like, at the same time, it's because we were forced into the same space, and you feel yourself forced to be friends with people.
Yeah.
Don't have to, like, you're allowed to grow, you're allowed to change, you're allowed to pick up new hobbies and interests, that's the whole fucking point of college.
But don't make a fool of yourself while you do it in the process.
Yeah, don't do that. Like, don't be rude, don't be, like, don't have animosity, like, just drift.
Get off your phone, meet some new people.
Yeah.
Go touch grass.
Yeah, like, be willing and open for, like, the constant change. Like, college is a very short period of time, and you're supposed to grow.
Yeah, you're gonna meet a lot of weird people,
so
a lot of
quick.
cool people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
there's people you'll click with, and you'll be friends with them for a few months, and then, like, you won't see them ever again.
Yep. Don't take stupid videos of yourself. I mean, like,
no.
I feel like a parent saying this, but, like, it actually does. Like, digital footprint is a thing.
And be very careful what you put on social media. Because it will come back and it will chomp a clean chunk out of your butt. Yeah. Like, it just will screw with you. Because people will know you as this stupid thing that you did once, and you're like, oh god, let that go, please, just let it go. And no one can.
Use a toilet instead of a trash can.
I don't know what that means.
Say you need to throw up. Use a toilet instead of a trash can. You're coming home from a bar. You had a great time. Obviously, you're in college. You're not, well, this doesn't apply to you then, because I am a puker.
I only know how to use a toilet.
But, yeah, don't use a trash can. Just go to the toilet.
Yeah.
I mean, you're coming home from the bar, you're having a great time, you're gonna throw up at some point, you're a freshman, that's...
Yeah. Also, something that I wish I knew, this is different than toilets and trash cans, is that if you're an out-of-state student...
Oh, yeah, let's talk about you being an out-of-state student versus in-state.
Yeah, if you're an out-of-state student moving to a state, and you're moving beyond the Mason-Dixon line, like I've moved well beyond it, like 1,000 miles away, the people are going to be very different.
Yeah.
They're not going to be anything like your lovely friends from New York City. They're not going to have
I want to hear about the shocks.
Of the remotely same interests. The shocks?
Yeah, you got here. You actually met a Florida man. Thoughts, comments, concerns?
Well, I also, I mean, you have, like, general conceptions. Like, I come from a blue state, if you will, and I moved to a red state, if you will. And so I thought that meant that the hefty majority, like, obviously that means that the majority of people here are Republicans, but lo and behold, we go to a university, so that's not the case.
Yes.
And I think I just kind of thought that I would have to concede my cause for a little bit, so I kind of was just like, and I was also like in a sorority, so like I had to like navigate through this space that actually was foreign. Like I don't even know how to, acting like proper girly, like putting on your little booties and like going and like doing your hair up all nice to like impress other girls, like that doesn't make any sense to me, and it still doesn't make sense to me to this day. Like, and everyone's like, you're supposed to be like yourself, you're supposed to behave like yourself, and I behaved exactly like myself, and I didn't have a great time.
Well, yeah, don't act. Oh, great little intro. Yeah, don't be yourself. I mean,
yeah.
Don't do it for anyone else. Do it
but
for
the
yourself.
whole thing is, it's like, there's elements of it where you almost, to insert yourself into spaces, like, I've obviously always, like, I advocate for being authentically your true self, but you need to read the room. You have to read the room.
Yeah.
You need to
Code
read
switch,
the room.
if you will.
Read the room. If you are walking into a
Code
space
switch.
and you know... Like, I faked my accent for the first 3 months of college. Like, I pretended that I didn't have an accent.
No way.
Yeah, and the word that got me was carrot.
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 Why are you saying it like that?
That's how I say it. I've never said it any differently.
Carrot.
I don't know how to say it.
Wait, were you faking an accent to be normal or faking?
Yeah, I was faking the accent
Oh.
so that I would almost blend in more with my surroundings than other things. Because, like, let's say
Wait, that's so sad.
Pasta with red sauce. Like, I can't go red sauce because, like, I'm caught.
Red sauce.
So then, but then, of course, the follow-up question is, where are you from? And I'm like, oh, I'm from New York. And then the follow-up question to that is, how far outside the city?
Oh, and you're like, I'm in.
And I go, 0 minutes. And they're like, oh, like, I don't understand. I'm like, I'm from Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
And then they hit me with the what neighborhood, and I'm like, oh.
That's crazy that you're playing like the New York game, because typically when people come to like I feel like UF specifically.
Yeah.
Every single time you're out of place, and they're like, "What part of Florida are you from?" Like it's like then you start playing the Florida game. It's like, oh, I'm from this area, and then the conversation leads into, you know, this person or that person.
Yeah, nobody can play that game.
Yeah, no one can play that game.
No one can play that game.
You're an out-of-state or gator.
So then they ask me, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm from the Upper East Side, but I'm not like that. So let's not get that twisted. I'm not like that. Like, Gossip Girl was not about me. That I went to public school. Yeah. Like, there you go. There's already point one. But like, so then people are like, oh my God, that must be so insane. Did you take the train to school every day? No. I couldn't take that question anymore. I didn't even know, like, people, to me, like, as foreign as I am...
You're literally not foreign, you're from the United States of America.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As, like, ideologically foreign as I am to a Floridian, that's how, like, foreign you guys are to me.
Okay.
So, like, the same questions that you have for me about my childhood, like, I have the same questions for you guys, but you guys think it's normal, and I think my life is normal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's just like...
So, yeah, so they're asking me questions, and I'm like, I don't understand how that would be any different than you. Like, they're like, oh, blah, 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 blah. They'll ask me the stupidest things. I'm like, my life is not that, can't be that different.
I feel like that just boils down to lack of IQ.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well,
give me some...
I told someone once that I actually used to swim to school, and that I practiced.
And they bought it?
I was on the swim team, yeah, and I used to practice. I used to swim around, and I would swim to Staten Island, or I'd take the ferry class, and someone really bought that, which was insane to me. I don't know how you believe that's...
If I was in your shoes, I would have just gone around telling, like, the most extravagant lies, seeing, like, how much traction I can get just from that. Like, swimming to class.
Yeah.
I actually used to take the... like Skyline. No, I used to take a zip line to school. They had them all throughout New York.
I don't believe that.
Well, no, but like imagine some like humor me here. Humor me.
I'm kidding. Oh no, that's the wrong
No,
button.
wrong one. Wow. Classic.
Sorry, there's laugh track buttons in here.
Yeah, we got buttons now. We're gonna be abusing these.
Okay.
Thanks.
Sorry, you're gonna have to cut that.
Alright, you're give me some.
Okay, yeah, that's it. Like, being out of state, you shouldn't expect yourself to, like, feel like you fit in
But I want
immediately,
some-
and if
I
you
want some
want to
wisdom.
transfer, you should transfer.
I want some wisdom.
Oh, God.
Wash your sheets. Wash
Yeah.
your damn sheets.
Wash your sheets, like, every 2 weeks.
Wash your sheets. You're not a kid anymore.
Don't move into an apartment with your friends and not know how to use a
To cook,
dishwasher.
to clean, please.
Cooking is not the worst thing in the world. Not being able to cook is not the
That's
worst
different
thing in the
because you
world.
can learn. But
Yeah.
getting someone to get themselves up off their butt and clean
Yeah.
what they think is
Yeah.
not a mess is probably the hardest thing to do.
Living with roommates, it's not everyone is individually for themselves. It's that
Yeah.
you guys are a functioning group of people and you have to work together. My house is so clean sometimes.
Yeah. This is always not gonna clean. I feel like every single time anyone came over, it's like you had to clean to make sure that like your parents like thought that when the person walked in, it's like, oh, no one lives here because it's so clean.
I know.
Yeah. But yeah, don't live with an only child. I will die on that hill.
Okay, but I'll say beyond that, it's just like understand that you're sharing a space with other people, and like it gets
weird. You're
like your
sharing a
friends
space.
your roommates are paying the same amount of money as
Yeah.
you're paying,
Yeah.
and it's not your world, and
Yeah.
they aren't revolving around you.
Always ask if it's just okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
I have
that's a great
no
starting
problem
place.
doing that.
I mean, when you walk into your house, it's painted completely like black. What do you do? Like, you know?
It's just I kill them.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can't have your.
Yeah.
You don't want them. It's not your space.
I would say I don't really have dating or relationship advice,
Oh, I do.
but I do kind of.
Oh, that high school boyfriend you have or girlfriend.
Don't stay with them.
It's not gonna last.
Don't stay with them.
Come on.
And I'm like,
You're so freshly out of high school
Yeah.
where someone was cooking you food,
But especially
cleaning the dishes sometimes.
But especially the relationships where they
you
went.
gotta take care of yourself right off
They
the
went
bat.
to the same high school, and now they're in the same
Maybe it works out for
college.
people, but
And it like starts to work out for one of them, like socially, like a little bit better than the other one.
yeah.
And the other one is just pulling
The other
that one
down.
person down like
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
That's a lose-lose. Like
Lose-lose
you guys are
situation.
both losing there because you're now relying on your partner to make your collective friends for you.
Yeah.
And then when you guys inevitably break up,
Uh-huh.
your expectation is that those people that your partner made for you are still going to be your friends. That's not the case.
Yeah.
That's not how that works. So, I so strongly believe this. Like, just don't come to college with the.
And if you do,
in a
try to make it
relationship.
work. I believe in you, but also at the same time, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
But it's so hard. Like, I feel like the whole point of going to college
Is to experience yourself
Like,
and open every
yeah,
single
it's to,
avenue
like-
you thought possible.
it's like adulthood with like training wheels on and the floaties. Like, you've got all of them on.
Sorry, I had to grab these.
And like as you grow up in age, like as you move from freshman year to sophomore year, like once you move, in the particular case of you, once you move out of the dorms and into an apartment,
Yeah.
like that's you like slightly deflating your floaties. Like it's not even, the floaties still aren't even off. Like you still got everything that you need. Like
Yeah.
everyone in the apartment building is a college student.
Mhm.
If you need some help with something, like you could in theory just go over to your neighbor's house and ask.
Moving to sophomore year. Don't live at the standard your sophomore year.
I lived at the hub on 3rd.
Okay, that's different. I feel like the standard and the hub are two different beasts. The standard is a
It's not worth it.
landlocked cruise ship that I still to this day, I live there, I still don't know how to navigate through there.
And there's no service in there.
Zero service, everyone lives there, everyone and your mother lives there. If you want peace and quiet, you want to go to your home, like that feeling of just going home, getting in your own bed, being peaceful,
Yeah.
you're not going to have it there.
You're
not going to have it there.
Yeah.
People were falling asleep in my yard, in my
Hallway
all the time.
There's
There was a
vomit
man
all over the floor.
vomit all over the floor. I mean, just human stuff everywhere in the hallway. You just walk in, it just smells. but there was a man that fell asleep in my hallway, and I guess he has like the shakes during the night or something. He like twitches his body. So
I have that.
I'm sure you do at this point. But I'm walking into my apartment and from a night out and everything, and he's just like, it looks like he's convulsing. Like it literally looks like he's having a seizure. Oh no, he's just asleep. Like, I mean.
That is bizarre.
Don't live at the Standard.
Don't live at the most popular apartment complex.
Don't. Try to get a house or something. Try to get, like...
Yeah, I kind of wish I lived in a house.
I do too.
All 3 years.
I wish I lived in a house or, like, one of those places in the middle of, like, above Sorority Row. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, one of the, like, not apartment complexes, but, like, one of those...
Townhomes?
Yeah, townhomes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Junior year. Thoughts?
Junior year was the year that, like, I can't...
I had the best junior year.
I had a great junior year, but the whole thing about having a good junior year was that we did lose all of our sophomore year to COVID.
Yeah, we did.
And so...
And I spent that whole year in the Standard.
I spent that entire year in my apartment, and I had a very rough year.
I did too.
Because for so many reasons, and I don't need to get into them.
Don't have a global pandemic happen.
When you're in college.
When you're in college, I mean, we can start there.
Not to hang up on that, like I got to college my freshman year and I was wildly confused about what I need to be doing. So I'm a finance student.
You started as finance?
I was finance.
Holy.
Yeah, so I'm a finance student my entire first year of college.
Okay, me too.
When I was in high school, when I was growing up even, every time I'd have a math teacher, they'd say, you are very good at math, but you make small errors at the jump that screw everything else. Like, I would turn in things and the whole thing would be right except
for with this?
So I couldn't do the math once I got to college. I was having the same problem, but you're not in a class anymore with 30 people.
Okay.
You are taking Calculus 2 with 400 other people in a lecture where you get handed the notes and it's shells of the lecture, so the slides are homogeneous year after year after year, and your only job is to go into the lectures twice a week and fill out the shells of the lecture.
Yeah.
I could not justify spending the $200 on the shells.
Oh, you couldn't buy the paper?
No.
Oh.
I refused to because I was like, this is a waste of time because I already took calculus.
Yeah, okay, so what happened?
I didn't do too well in calculus.
There it is.
So I didn't do well in calculus, and economics wasn't speaking to me.
You brought up a great point about like just professors in general. You're coming to college, don't expect professors to be better than teachers, like high school teachers.
Yeah.
You're gonna get like
they
bare
don't
minimum once
hound
again.
you. They're not disrespectful in any way. They just are too, like, especially if you have an introductory level professor, take for example, your calculus 1 teacher is gonna teach like a senior level math class or like a graduate level math class that they care about like 7,000 times more than they care about your introduction class. Yeah. And they're not gonna respond to your emails in a timely manner. They're say, give me 48 hours and they'll take 47.
I was just more of saying that like, don't expect
anything.
The cream of the crop when you come to college.
No.
I mean, like, I remember having this idea of, like, when I was graduating from high school, like, oh my god, I'm actually gonna have good professors, like, teachers that actually can teach, and I'm so excited to actually, like, learn, nerdy as it is, but...
Yeah, no.
Like, I was excited about it.
Yeah.
And I did not get that. I actually got worse, but... Alright, off the academics, though.
So then I get back and I switch to political science.
Off the academics.
But this is my getting to my junior year. So that time, my freshman year, that was me in exploration where I realized that I sucked at math.
Okay.
That was the first step. Second step, we're in COVID year, so my exploration is literally punched with a period at the end of it. The only thing that I can do is school.
Yeah.
You don't have, there's no club meetings, we're not going places, no one's like linking up.
Anything.
Literally nothing is happening.
Yeah.
So then I come.
If you were linking up.
Biochemical terrorists.
It was happening.
So then come my beginning of the sophomore year ends and then I start getting involved in things. I applied for like a million things come the summer and then I start my junior year with everything that I'm involved in now. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I mean.
So that's my junior year. My junior year is my current, I'm in pretty much the same position that I was.
Gotcha. Well, and then senior year, I mean, like, I feel like I kind of just dropped everything besides doing something fun, and this is what I picked up. I mean, this only happened because I met Jill. We met abroad.
We studied abroad.
We always say this. We met abroad in London. But I remember I met you, and then I was like, oh my god, she's awesome. Like, I can't wait to have her as a friend. And then you're like, I do a podcast. And I was like, that literally sounds like the best thing I could possibly do.
And then you didn't apply.
Do for myself this year.
And then you didn't apply on time.
I didn't apply on time.
And then he was like...
I emailed... He
emailed Molly, our old producer. We love you, Molly. We miss you very much.
She's over there right now.
Yeah, she is over there.
Hi, Molly from Gainesville in London.
And I was like, I'm only going to put in my good word if you mean you're serious about this.
Yeah.
And he was like, I promise you, I swear.
Yeah, like, I will have nothing to do this, like, my senior year besides
I don't do anything either.
I literally...
I go to class and I come home.
Go to class, come home, sit and rot and watch whatever's on the TV.
Yep.
And, like, try to, like, apply for jobs and do just random stuff.
That's what this is now.
Like, yeah, just hang out with people.
Applying for jobs. Applying for jobs, I can't give you any advice on.
Yeah, no, oh. I remember making this, like, kind of connection in my head. Applying to jobs is like applying to colleges.
Yeah.
Like, if you get into a college, it's like, you got the yes and you can accept.
The finance kids are the 35, 36 ACTs.
But like
Ivy League early decisions, that's what that is.
But also at the same time, it's like, that's how I feel about jobs now. It's like, you're applying to jobs, like it's college, and then it's like, if you get the yes, you can go. But it's like, if it's like a Yale type position.
But everything is a reach.
Yeah, everything is a reach.
There's no such thing as a target. There's no such thing.
But
there is no such thing.
Be young. I mean, I feel like everyone's growing up.
What do they call them? A safety? There's no such thing as a safety.
There's no such thing as safeties. But yeah, senior year is just kind of just mellowing out.
I was going to say there was one other thing that I wish I knew in college, and I can't think of it. I literally can't.
Well, I'm sure our other episodes have graced you with enough wisdom, but...
Just my only advice, be yourself, but read the room first.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. But, guys, we're in a new setup where this is like the cream of the... I mean, I said cream of the crop earlier. We can hear ourselves. We can hear ourselves. We have a soundboard. This is...
Can you make a good joke?
Me? I am the joke. But yeah, I mean, we're getting into it. Like, what's your new music?
So this took me a minute. So I've actually gratefully I've been in a great era of music. Mm-hmm. We haven't been able to talk to each other yet since the Metro Boomin album came out. It's gas. One of my favorites, obviously, 10 out of 10. The whole thing is really good. I'm really a fan of Superheroes. Please, no further questions. I don't listen to the Chris Brown part. I can't get over it. But my song of the week is Shook Ones Part 2 by Mobb Deep.
I've been grinding some old R&B, or hip-hop, yeah, MF Doom, Doomsday, right?
He said to me, so we were having this conversation today as I'm playing Rich Flex downstairs. He goes, I don't listen to rap.
I don't listen to current, newer rap. I feel like it's all about,
MF Doom.
MF Doom is the best.
I can't even make this argument any stronger. MF Doom is like a focal piece in active rap music, and literally every rapper that's present day knows who MF Doom was and liked his music and was inspired by his flow and his style. So you can't say you don't listen to modern rap, because MF Doom, it was the blueprint.
This is a tense topic for you. That felt very pointed.
It was pointed. You can't say you don't listen to rap and then suggest MF Doom as your song.
I like what I like. That's all I have to say.
Oh my god. Yeah. A$AP Rocky released a new song and it's bad.
There you go. Let that one out.
And so did Party Next Door, and it's also bad.
One more. Well, I'm just so excited to be here with you guys. We got a new team. We're so excited that they're here, and we're honestly so pumped. We have some awesome familiar faces and everything, and yeah, well, we're excited to hang out with you guys.
We're back.
Semester. We're back. All right, love you guys.
Shit going on, baby.
Shit.
See you next week for Shit Going On.
Shit going on.
No.